A very good morning to all my dear students and welcome to science class. Today we'll learn how our eyes really work. As you know that our eyes are biological structures which help us see different things in 3D and what you call a binocular vision. They're very sophisticated structures, and these are in direct contact with the brain, as you can see through optic nerve, children. You can see that the eyeballs two are present in each of the sockets, two sockets of the skull, and some muscles are attached to these eyeball, and these muscles help in the movement of the eyeballs here and there. If you look at the anatomy of the human eye, it is mainly, it is made up of three layers. The first outermost layer, the white colored layer, is called as the sclera, and then we have the choroid, and then we have retina, children. These are the three layers of the eye. So the white colored layer is called as the sclera, and it maintains the shape of the eyeball. Then we have the choroid, and then we have the internal layer, innermost layer, which is called as the retina. And you can see a transparent circular disc like thing which is called as the cornea, and it is present in the sclera itself. So this cornea, just below the cornea is iris. Iris is nothing but which gives color to the eye. Okay, if you see a green colored eyes, then the eye, you're actually referring to the color of the iris there. Okay, then this iris, this layer has a hole in the middle which is called as the pupil. This pupil actually is nothing but a hole in the middle of the iris layer. Okay, and the size of this pupil, the size of this hole is controlled by the iris itself. That means when more light passes, you can see that the pupil size decreases, and it all happens because of the iris. It controls the size of the pupil, children. So you can see that the front part, that is the anterior part, and the posterior part, both of these are filled with fluids. In the anterior part, it is filled with a fluid called aqueous humor, and in the posterior part, it is filled with the fluid called vitreous humor. Okay. Now behind the iris, we have a lens, children. It's called as a biconvex lens. It's a convex lens, and it is a transparent structure, as you can see, and it is attached with ciliary muscles to the eye. The ciliary muscles are attached to the lens. So what is the function of this lens here? It refracts the light onto the retina, children. Now what is retina? It's an innermost layer which has some sensory cells, children. So these cells are of two types actually, rods and cones. So you can see that the rods and cones are present on the inner side of the retina, and these transmit signals in the form of nerve impulses. It transmits the signals to the brain through the optic nerve. Whenever the light falls on the retina, because of the refraction by the lens, these rods and cones get sensitized and send the nerve signals, okay, in the form of impulses to the brain, and the brain will now analyze actually what it is seeing. So here is a midline view of the eye. Okay, so all the structures present in the eye, they convert the light into images. How? So if you see, the transparent layer is called the cornea, next is iris, and next we have a lens, transparent lens, and we have a retina, and the lens focuses the light onto the retina. Let us see with one example now how eye is able to see different things. Let us assume that a candle is in front of the eye, and you can see that the light originating from the candle, first it enters the cornea, which is transparent layer, then it enters the pupil controlled by the iris, and then it enters lens. Now from here, the lens refracts the light and makes an image to be fallen on the retina. Can you see? It results in the formation of image on the retina, and the refracted image is upside down because it is a real image. Okay. Now here the retina, as I told you, it sends the nerve impulses to the brain, I said, through the optic nerve. Can you see this here, children? Now in one part of the brain, that is occipital lobe, the image is corrected. So we get a erect image in the brain. So that was the normal case. Now let us see some abnormal cases where we get blurry vision. The shape of the eye is very important for a correct vision. So you can see this is the normal vision where the image is forming on the retina at a point called focal point. Now some people can't see things which are far away. They can see only things which are very close by. Why is that happening? Let us see now. The light actually coming from an object is forming an image not on the retina focal point which is there on the retina, but just in front of the retina. That's the reason why on the retina a blurred image is formed. That blurred image only is taken to the brain. So in order to correct it, we use a concave lens. You can see that the focal point is adjusted now on to the retina. So for proper vision, the image has to fall on the retina. If it is in front or behind the retina, then you get a blurry image. There is another condition where the light, as you can see, the eyeball shape is somewhat compressed, or what you call more oval. So in such cases, what happens is the focal point will be behind the retina. That's why you get again a blurry image on the retina, which is again interpreted same by the brain. Can you see? The focal point is behind the retina. In order to correct it, what we have to do, we should use a convex lens. So the convex lens will now focus the image right on the retina. Focal point is now adjusted on the retina. Did you see? So that is how the far-sightedness is corrected. Okay, children? Hope you now know how our eye works and sees the things around us.